Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to make these really pretty hand-painted glass dome pendants. So not too long ago I showed you guys a bead haul that I got from Beebeecraft, and these were one of the things that I got in that haul. And this is what I've done with them. I'm really happy with how they turned out. They're so cute, and I have to tell you, I am not an artist, okay? I am terrible at drawing. I can't paint. But this project was actually surprisingly easy for me to do. So if you feel like you've never really been an artist and you can't really paint, you could probably do this, chances are, because, hey, I did it, and I'm telling you, I am a terrible artist. I'm terrible at drawing. I'm good at beading, but when it comes to drawing, I'm not really great at that. But I'm like I said, I'm really happy with how they all turned out. They're so cute. Look how cute that is. So cute. And by the way, to make this more affordable, what I did is I went to the Dollar Tree, okay, and I loaded down on ribbon. I got a ton of ribbon in all different colors, and I did all of these in ribbon except for this one here, because I didn't have a ribbon that I could use with this, and so I found this leather lace that I've had in my stash forever. But I just want to show you, I'm also going to show you how to make the ends here from wire that I also got from Beebeecraft. So it's a very fun project, and I think you're going to love it. And if you have any kids that want to do this with you, it's also a good project for them. I do want to let you know something. After I film this section, you're going to notice that my nails are longer and a different color in the next section of the video. What happened was I filmed this video like 3-4 days ago, and I filmed 3 videos in a row that day, and I didn't film the beginning first. I filmed the materials because I only had a couple of these made up, and I wanted to show you what they all looked like made up. So anyways, I forgot to film the beginning, so here I am today. I did my nails differently, and I'm showing you guys what they all look like complete. So if you're wondering why my hands look different in the next section, that's why. Here is the list of materials you will need to make a pendant and a necklace. You will need oil-based extra fine point paint markers, and I am using Thornton's brand. I found this on Amazon. I got 15 colors for 20 bucks. I went to AC Moore, and I found that if I were to go with the Sharpie name brand, because Sharpie also has an oil-based paint marker, their markers were $4 a marker. That's ridiculous. And then I saw that I could buy a set, and the set was $20 at AC Moore. So I just went to Amazon, and I got 15 colors. That's a lot of colors for just 20 bucks. And I love these. They work great. I've tried all the colors, and I haven't had a problem with them yet. So this is what they're called. I will leave a link for them down there in the description bar. And also, if you do polymer clay, you can use these on polymer clay, and they just don't write on glass. You can also use them on ceramic and all kinds of things. So if you do crafts other than just jewelry making, you'll find a lot of uses for these markers. You will also need glass domes, and I am using the glass domes with the pendant trays. I have 7 different colors here. I got these from Beebeecraft. I will leave a link down in the description bar for this as well. You will also need nail polish for the background color of your pendant, and I have this color here. This is called Baby Blue. I found this to be perfect background color because I like to do flowers, so that's my sky color. And you will also need E6000 glue. You will need nail polish remover, and I'm using 100% acetone. You might be able to remove this with regular. I don't know. That's the one I use because I always do gel nails and I have to have the full strength. You will also need, for the necklace part, a ribbon, lace, cord, chain, or yarn. It's up to you. And I went to the Dollar Tree and I found this really beautiful ribbon. It's like organza ribbon, and there's so many different colors. I bought some more. I would show you guys, but I don't have enough room in the camera, as you can see. But anyways, you can get these for $1 at the Dollar Tree. There's 3 yards in here, and they're really pretty colors. And I thought this was a great way, because I'm making a bunch of stuff for Christmas, that this would help me out a lot by using this for the necklace part, okay? So I'm using that from the Dollar Tree. You will also need 18 gauge wire, and I'm using this aluminum wire that I also got from Beebeecraft. I showed you guys this in a haul. There is a ton of wire in this spool. As you can see, the inside of the spool right there. So that is how much wire is on there. It is loaded. It's a very heavy spool. I will also leave a link for this aluminum 18 gauge wire down there in the description bar. You will also need jump rings and lobster claw clasps. Right here. There's mine, as you can see. And you're going to need chain nose pliers right here, round nose pliers, flush cutters, scissors, a lighter. I use this to singe the end of my ribbon so it doesn't pass through the wire cord end that I make. I do that by hand. And you will also need cotton swabs to clean up your mess, or you can use cotton balls. Now you're not going to have all of these things. Some of you just might want to string this onto a chain. So if you're just like stringing the pendant onto a chain, you're not going to need the lace, you're not going to need this wire, you won't need the clasps, you know what I mean? So it just kind of depends on what you have. But you will definitely need the oil-based paint markers because they work with the glass, and you will need this stuff here, of course. And if you do decide not to do it with wire like I am, you wouldn't need all of these tools here. So this is it. This is the list of materials. I will put it down there in the description bar for you guys. So when you get these markers, you're going to want to follow the directions on the back. This is very important on how to get these paint markers started. If you don't follow these directions, your markers are not going to act right. They're going to be screwed up. So you have to follow these directions very closely so that all of your markers work properly, okay? This is very important. When I was looking into buying oil-based paint markers, I saw some reviews where some people were complaining that their markers weren't working, and I think the reason why was because they didn't go through all the steps of how to get the paint started. So this is a very important step before you start your markers, and I just tested them all on a scrap piece of paper before I got started. So I'm going to shake all of my markers really well, get them all going so that they are ready to go. So I have to tell you guys, I am not an artist. I am terrible at drawing, but I really do love how my pendants turned out. So they're really cute. I think this is the first one I made. I love this one. This one's probably my favorite. And then I went and did this one. And this one here, I didn't paint the background color onto the bezel. I just left it with the solid metal color. And I just glued my glass dome down. And I wish I had painted a white color on the back so that the colors would be more vibrant. The flower in the middle is actually done with a pale pink, and it's kind of hard to see. So if I had painted it with white, I think it would pop more. And this one here does have a little bit of bleeding right here. See how the color like bled this way? But that was my fault because I accidentally put too much glue down and it oozed out on the side. So I took a Q-tip and I dipped it in rubbing alcohol, and I should have wiped off the excess rubbing alcohol and then wiped it, but I didn't. I instantly put it on, and I didn't think of this, but what happened is the alcohol went between the glass dome and the bezel tray, and it made the paint bleed. So it's alright. I still think it's beautiful though, even though I had that little problem right there. I still think it's pretty. It bled a little bit over here on this side too, but I still love it. And this one here has the ribbon from the Dollar Tree on it. Now, I found that flowers are the easiest thing to draw, and like I said, I am not an artist. I haven't done a lot of drawing, but I found this to be incredibly easy to do. There are a couple different ways that I like to do this. One way is I like to take a black marker and draw pictures, and then I come back with the colorful markers and I color the picture in. The other way I like to do this is to just take the colorful markers and start drawing. I really like both ways of doing it. They're both pretty. It's just up to you. So I think I'm going to make a pendant that's more like this one. I think I'm going to go with a sunflower look and maybe some little red flowers around the sunflowers. So I'm going to change my camera view and I'll be back. You're going to want to clean your dome of fingerprints and any oils that you would get onto your glass dome. You can also just wipe it with alcohol. I'm just going to use that for now because sometimes the alcohol leaves streaks behind, so there's no fingerprints on it. It's very clean. There's my light bulb. Okay, so I'm going to start by making the center of my flower, and before you do that, you do want to take and draw onto paper to make sure that your paint pen is ready to go. So I just start by going like this and making a circle. Okay, and I make the circle bigger. Get the shape I want. Go over and over it to make it darker. I think I'll stop right there. You can also dab it like this, like if there's spots where it looks like the paint is thin, you can just like blot it. Hope that makes sense. You can also let it dry and come back to it. So I'm gonna have a flower here, and I think I want, let's see, I'll have another flower here. And I might fast forward through some of this to make it faster. I'll see. Okay, that one's not that round, so I can go back and just go around and make it bigger. And remember, if you have any boo-boos, you can just clean it off with the nail polish remover. But I gotta tell you, even though if you don't do a perfect job, it's still gonna look great. Because I'm telling you, I am not an artist. I am terrible at drawing. Okay, I'm done with that. Now I'm going to let this dry. You want to make sure it's dry before you go to your petal color. So I'm just gonna stop the camera and wait a little bit. Okay, I think it's dry enough. Now I'm going to do, I just waited like a minute or so. Now I'm going to do the petals. They're so cute, so I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to make tiny little petals. As you could see, this is so easy. And look at how different it looks on this side. It's really pretty. So I found that when I do the petals, for me, I need to, I don't know, it might be different from you guys, I need to turn the dome as I do the petals, because my petals just don't look right. So that's what I do. I just turn the dome around as I paint my petals. And sometimes it takes a while for the paint to come out of the pen. Just keep scrubbing it and it will come out. Okay, I have one left. Alright, so I did have a little bit of a mess up right there, and I think I can fix it, and I'm going to show you how. I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and while that one's drying, I'm going to go do my other flower. So I think I'm going to take the white paper away. I thought it would be more helpful, but I think it might be better without it. Alright, so do you see this little spot right here? My paint has now dried. Right here, my one petal doesn't look all that great. I was doing this with the fish. I'm just coming in here and I'm gently, very carefully, just scraping that off. Okay. I can actually come in from the side a little bit and just fix that up. Okay, I'm going to do red now, and I'm going to make these little flowers. This one here I put a whole bunch in. So I'm going to try to do it like this one, where I have like 3 or so. Okay, I'm just going to get my marker going. And I'm going to make a little petal, and I just start by making a tiny little dot. Just like that. as you can see. And then I'm going to do 5, so I have to go all the way around. And you can start out making them real small and then make them bigger. Go back to it and make it bigger. Okay, I'm going to see what mine looks like from this side. Not too bad. Okay, so I have to think about my stem of the flower and my leaves and stuff, so especially for these big guys here. So I'm gonna make 2 more of the little red flowers, and I'll probably fast forward through this. Oh, and a way that I've got the center for this to be round is I just went like this and I made, I hope I'm in view, I made a circle going around like that to get my little center. We just need a tiny little center for a flower. And I'm not very happy with that one I just made, so I'm just going to clean it up real quick. Very simple. Get a Q-tip, some acetone, and you're going to want to wipe off some of the excess acetone, because if you have too much, it's just going to ruin your other flower. And like earlier, if you have just a tiny little boo-boo, you can probably scratch it off with a knife. Just be careful that you don't scratch your glass. So on the snail one, I have these cute little orange flowers. I just did these because I was really trying to fill up the background so it wasn't blank. And to do those, that was really simple. I just went, I hope you guys can see, I just went like this, making little dots. Like that. And then I had just, you know, my green leaves, my stem, coming out the bottom. Like it's a little plant with a fuzzy orange top. So this one, I am thinking I should do this in orange because I do like the colors that I have going right now, and I think I want to do an antique brass. So I'm going to do this one right here, that one with the blue on here, and I don't have that much room. Let's see, I'll start here so you can see. This will be the center. Okay, I'll go like that. And I'm going to draw a line. Now sometimes I do find that it wasn't opaque enough, so I have to come back and go over it. And when you go over it, after it's dry and you go over it a second time, it does like rehydrate the paint and it's wet again. I'm just going to turn this. It's kind of hard to see because of my camera's in front of my face, but I'm just going to touch it up some because it's a little transparent. So there it is. I think I could do it again. I'm going to do another one. Okay, we're doing the stems now and then the leaves. Get my pen started. I'm going to do, let's see, this is like the ground, so I'm going to do this one first. I like to tap it. Sometimes I feel like when I'm drawing on it that it makes funny lines. And if you tap it, it'll be like more opaque. See how it's like darker? To make an assembly line is what I've been doing. I do a whole bunch of these, set them to the side, and I paint my bezel trays. You want to paint the bezel trays instead of painting on the back of the dome, because I tried painting on the back of the dome with the nail polish, and the nail polish makes the oil paint wet again and it smudges it, so it's going to destroy your beautiful picture that you drew. So I recommend that you just set these to the side, make a whole bunch of those. So this nail polish here, the Sally Hansen Extreme, I have to do 2 coats of this so that you can't see the pattern on the back of this. Okay, I'm just going to let this coat dry, and I did get a little bit on the rim. Just going to wipe that up. Gonna let this dry, and I'll come back and do a second coat so that is completely opaque and you can't see the metal in the background. So this one here is all set up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this one because my other one I still have to do a second coat on. Need to clean my glue nozzle off. And I do about, let's see, this much glue. Carefully press it down. Make sure that you get the glue going all around, like over here. I don't see the glue going that direction yet, so I push it from this side. Push it over. Okay, and I just need to get my dirt line even. And there we go. So it's been maybe 10 minutes or so since I glued this, and I am noticing that the pink color is dissolving and disappearing. I had some flowers over here on this green, what looks like grass now. I had little flowers on here and they just disappeared. They're totally gone. And this flower was really big. It came out like here, almost like a quarter of my glass dome, and that is also disappearing. So don't use the pink. I don't know why the pink is dissolving, but look at everything else. Everything else looks really good and clear. It's just that pink color, it's disappearing. Even the yellow is staying, but that pink is disappearing. I don't know why it's doing it, and I haven't tried doing the red yet, so I'm kind of worried that this one's going to bleed too. I'm going to do it anyways and see what happens. And my fish, I haven't glued this guy down yet. I still have to paint the blank for him, but his lips are pink, so I'm worried that he might lose his lips. I don't know. Now I'm going to show you how to do the pretty ribbon on your pendant. This color here is really pretty. It's like a pinkish purple with like a turquoise color. It's kind of hard to see in my camera. But I'm going to show you how to do these wire wrapped cord ends. These are really awesome. Every person that makes jewelry should know how to do this, because you can use this to finish so many different cord ends. You can use it for leather. I was really surprised that I actually figured out how to get it to work for the ribbon. So here's how we're going to do it, okay? Go ahead, put your pendant onto your ribbon, and then we're going to singe the end of this, because if you don't, this will fray. See how it frays? So I'm going to singe just the edge. Okay, just like that. So see, it melts it. It's like plastic. It's not going to unravel anymore. Okay, now what I have to do is take tweezers. I was thinking about trying chain nose pliers, but I really liked doing this with tweezers. And this ribbon, I don't know if you could tell, but this side's lighter blue than this side. So I want this to be showing more. Probably doesn't even matter to you, but see how I have the pink showing more there? And on this one? So I'm going to grab the dark side of the ribbon with my tweezers, okay, about 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to curl this, hold it between my tweezers, and I'm just rolling it so that it is like, oh, it's coming out. So it's like a rug, basically. Okay. And then I'm going to hold it like this, let go, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to melt these together. And I shape it with my tweezers because I actually need to form a little ball so that when I go to do my wire wrapped cord in, it doesn't slide off. Okay, almost there. Okay, there we go. Now I got it. It took just a little bit of time. So see how it's kind of like flat? So I'm going to wrap my wire around this, and it's so big and hard that my wire can't slide off the end of that. So I'm going to cut 4 inches of wire to make on my little wire cord end. Okay, so here's my 4 inches. Now I'm going to take round nose pliers, and I'm going to make my little loop. Let's see, how long do I want this to be? Yeah, that's good. Flip this over. This could be a little bit smaller. I made it kind of big. Okay. And then I'm just going to bend this down. And then hold this in place, and I'm going to start to coil this, but not all the way, just a little bit. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is put my ribbon in here, just like that. Okay. Slide this up to the end, pull your wire. You may need your chain nose. I've actually done this with 20 gauge wire too. You could do it with both. This aluminum wire is softer than copper wire, so it's just like doing it with 20 gauge. Hold this tight, as tight as you can. You just want to get a grip on that ribbon right there. It's okay if it sticks out a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to start wrapping it. So I'm just going to wrap it. And let's see, do I want to use my pliers? I think I did it without it before. Okay, so as you wrap, you want to stop, come in here. You might need to squeeze this down, adjust your loops. You might have spaces in between your loops, so then you just take your pliers and you just close those spaces shut. Okay, and continue wrapping. And I still like to hold it like this and pull it to make sure that my wraps are tight. And the further you go, the easier it gets, the prettier your wraps loop look. Prettier your wraps loop. Yeah, that's true. They do loop prettier. Alright, so I'm just going to keep going until I run out of wire. I use all my wire up. You don't have to. It's up to you. I feel like the longer this is, though, the more secure it is. This one's looking pretty good. The other ones I made actually did not look that good. I had to constantly fix them, but I guess I've had a lot of practice already. Okay. So just keep wrapping it around. And you might have to come in and trim this little wire off. I'm going to go ahead and trim it now. Careful not to cut your ribbon. Alright. I'm just going to finish wrapping this. And what I like to do at the very end of the wire, I grab it, okay, and I bend it inward like this. See that? And then I press it down so it does not come out, and it's actually like locking into place there, and no one is going to get poked. So that's how I like to finish that. Alright, so now I just have to do the same thing that I did here on the other side. So you're just going to want to go ahead and wrap this around your neck or measure it and see how long it is and trim your ribbon, and then you're going to make another one of these, and then you will put your jump rings onto this and your lobster claw clasp, and your necklace will be all done. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe so you can see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button so you get notified when I upload new videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry you've made from my videos on my Facebook page, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.